discuss the pre-scene of March 2025, which is regarding the charities. So, Historical Places is a charitable institution. It's operating in the country of Asia to preserve the historical sites. So these are the key points we have summarized based on the pre-scene. These are the 8 key factors which historical places face, and we'll analyze one by one in the detail in the next few slides with regards to this. So, historical places is a heritage site in Asia, preserving historical sites for over 300 years old, operates as a company limited by guarantee, and owns a commercial subsidiary. A company which is limited by guarantee means in case this historical places goes into liquidation, then these guarantor would come into picture and revive the company. Otherwise, guarantor has not much role to play here. Coming to the introduction. So, what are the syllabus area which could come for SBL is that they could ask questions on professionalism, ethics, and leadership, like what are the leaders' qualities, what are the things that leaders should do, and question could come from environmental issues affecting the organization. So, this would give more impact on the SBL syllabus area. So, what are the possible questions, exam question which could come up is how do historical places missions and value align with ethical leadership principles? Second question could be from the introductory part is that discuss the importance of social responsibility in historical places, strategic objectives. Next is ADSI is a charitable sector regulated by Charity Supervisory Board of Asia, funded through donations, membership, admission fees, and commercial activities. Heritage charities faces financial losses, operational challenges, including maintenance costs, competition for donations, and voluntary shortages. In this phase, what should be the question of like what are the syllabus area for SBL and what are the possible questions which can come up after the exhibit that you can see during the examination. So first is governance and responsibility, and second topic would be compliance. So, possible exam question could be this discuss the role of charity supervisory board in ensuring the compliance. How can historical places balance regulatory requirement and operational efficiency? Founded 120 years ago, manages 350 plus historical sites. Mission is to protect and promote historical sites. Values are historical truth, accessibility, involvement, sustainability, and inclusivity. Governance and management, two-tier structure, board of trustees who look after the who oversight, who strategize and oversight, and executive directors, get involved in daily operations. Trustees include nominated and members elected by individuals. Departments are operational, finance, marketing, HR, and IT. It's more like a general regular company which has all those departments, and that is why how these charitable institutions also work. There is not much difference which we see other than the basic fundamentals of equity being issued. Other than that, these would remain as a normal entities. SBL syllabus area from these part is governance structures and board responsibilities and leadership and organization culture. Possible questions could be evaluate historical places governance structure and its effectiveness in decision making. And next question could be discuss the role of trustees and executive board in managing historical places. So it could be like competitive questions where you need to provide the role of trustee. What are the roles that trustee need to do and what are the role that executive board need to do. There could be a conflict of interest between those two where both of their roles come up and they they need to segregate their roles accordingly so that they would be able to create a line between those roles between each other. Next is revenue sources. So these are the revenue sources for the historical places. So membership fees, donations, admission charges, commercial activities. They have shops, catering, corporate events. They have their own brand tags and everything. So they get revenue from these sources. So these are the syllabus area of SBL: strategic options and business models, and innovation and change management. Possible question could be, what is the strategic approaches that can HP take to increase the commercial revenue? How can historical places diversify income streams while staying aligned with its charitable purpose? This is a very interesting question where you'll have to think out of the box, where existing revenue streams would remain as it is. And if you see from the pre-scene that there is the increase in the number of subscribers, the increase in revenue is not in line with which was there maybe 3 or 4 years ago for this entity, for historical places. So you need to find a new way where there is a new revenue stream you'll have to find, where you can increase the number of sites, or some like maybe you go online and create your own website where you can uh, provide the researchers that you have done, or the development that you have done with the historical places, which could align with the objective of charitable purpose, and also will create a revenue stream for historical places, so that in the digital world it creates its own uh, revenue stream along with their purpose. So key challenges currently, they are faced with five major key challenges, which is economic recession during which is reducing their donations, rising site maintenance cost due to a aging structure, because these sites are 300 more than 300 years old. So they have they have a lot of maintenance costs to go for. There is what they depend a lot of. Next is, they depend a lot on volunteers, and their availability would be fluctuating, because you cannot or they cannot tell the volunteers to be on time, you because they are doing voluntary activity. They would come and go on their time maybe, and do you can't depend much on them for long term purposes. Environmental risk is where climate change, extreme weather could affect their sites. Next is cybersecurity threats to donors and members data. So key syllabus area for these points are sustainability and environmental factors. So these are the syllabus area from where the questions could ask. And next is managing the disruptive change, where suppose you don't have the volunteers, so how would you be able to sustain? So these are the possible questions from these key challenge area would be: how should historical places adapt to economic recession and financial constraints? Next question could be: discuss the impact of climate change on historical places operational sustainability. So, how the climate change affects historical places operations? Like, the climate change is increasing their cost, their revenue is not increasing in line with the cost which they are incurring. So, how would be able to uh, grow themselves? Next is KPIs, financials, income from membership, donations, commercial activity, operations, and number of visitors, conservating project, voluntary engagement, energy efficient sustainability is energy efficient recycling, environmental consumption. SBL syllabus area for these KPI will be performance measure systems and financial and non-financial performance indicators. Possible question could be: what are the most critical KPIs for historical places? Financial stability, evaluate the effectiveness of non-financial KPIs, where visitor satisfaction, conservation effect efforts. These are the factors. How effective are those factors? Suppose there is 100, 200 visitors in their sites, and they are dissatisfied. So if they are not satisfied, then the rate and the rating of the historical places sites would go down, and that would severely impact the revenue which is going to come in next near future. So these are the questions that can ask. Risk management, how there is reputation damage affecting the donations and membership, health and safety risks at site, IT security concerns, suppliers, contractor reliability impacting the visitor experience. So, risk management as well, syllabus area is pretty much direct. It's risk management, it's their area, and business resilience and crisis management. And the possible questions could be identify the major risk of historical places faces, and suggest a mitigation strategy. How should HP handle cybersecurity threats and data privacy risk? So let's summarize today's video, and these are the uh, key areas where, based on the pre-scene, these are the key topics from which the questions could be asked. So student would be advised to get thorough with these topics, as this would be quite important during the exam based on the pre-scene which has been released last week by ACCA. So, leadership and governance is very important to learn thoroughly, because there could be an exhibit which we will have to provide response with regards to leadership and governance topic, strategic development and risk management. So these are the three topic which I would, if I would have been student, I would have focused on these three topics very sincerely, and would be very thorough. Maybe other topics would not put that much of focus, but these three topic would be hot topic during the examination, and it would be very important to be thorough with these topics, so that you have a good amount of understanding and how to respond to questions which has been asked during the exam, possible exam questions. How can so these are the possible exam question, very generic question which could ask if in case they have uh, in line with the exhibits they have been given. How can HP align its strategic objective with long-term sustainability, and discuss the role of leadership overcoming challenges in non-profit sector? Thank you so much, guys, for this your time. And this has been compiled by Aqxcel.ai team. And in the coming few days, we will be coming with a few of the exhibits and sample exhibit based on the pre-scene, and we will release few videos on how to respond to those exhibit. And happy preparing. Thank you so much, guys.